Once upon a time, upon a Christmas Eve old, Scrooge sat busy in his counting house.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle!
It was the voice of Scrooge's nephew.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle!
Out upon Merry Christmas, if I had my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding, he should.
Oh, Uncle!
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way, and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it, but you don't keep it!
Let me leave it alone then. Much good it may do you. Much good it has ever done you.
I have always thought Christmas time was a good time. A kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time, and therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good, and will do me good, and I say God bless it.
Good afternoon.
I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
Without an angry word, but the clerk, in letting Scrooge's nephew out, had let a passer-by enter.
Oh, Mr. Scrooge! In this festive season of the year, we should make some slight provisions for the poor and needy and destitute. We suffer greatly during this time of year. A few of us are endeavoring to purchase some meat and drink in order to provide some means of warmth. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
Oh, yes, sir. You wish to remain anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. Since you asked me what I wish, gentlemen, that is my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry either. I help to support the prisons and the workhouses. They cost enough. And those who are badly off must go there.
But sir, many can't go there, and many would rather die.
If they would rather die, they had better do it.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
The hour of setting up the counting house arrived. Scrooge adjourned to his home.
Oh, it must be the wind.
Upon his nightly rest, a soft and gentle knocking began at his door.
Who goes there? If you do not answer, I'll be forced to get the police on this matter. What do you want? Much. Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you?
I was a partner, Jacob Marley. You don't believe me?
I don't.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because little things affect them. You may be an undusted bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese. There's more of gravy than grave about you, whatever you are.
The spirit raised a frightful cry.
Dreadful aspiration, why do you trouble me? Why do spirits walk the earth? Why do they come to me?
It is required of every man, with the spirit within it, to walk among his fellow men, and travel far and wide. If that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. Cannot rest, cannot stay, cannot linger anywhere. Our spirit never walked beyond our county house, mark me. In life, our spirit never rode beyond our money changing pole, and the weary journeys lie before me. I'm here tonight to warn you that you have yet a chance and hope of escaping my fate. You'll be haunted by 3 spirits. Expect the first tomorrow night when the bell tolls 1. Expect the second on the next night at the same hour. The third upon the next night when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. Look to see me no more.
Scrooge tried to say humbug, but stopped at the first syllable. And being from the emotion he had undergone, or the fatigues of the day, or his glimpse of the invisible world, or the conversation of the ghost, or the lateness of the hour, he went straight to bed without undressing and fell asleep on the instant. Hollow, melancholy ring. Light flashed up in the room upon the instant, and the curtains of his bed were drawn aside by a strange figure like a child.
Are you the spirit, sir? Whose coming was foretold to me? I am. Who and what are you?
I am those from Christmas past.
As the words were spoken, they passed through the wall and stood in the busy thoroughfares of a city. It was made plain enough by the dressing of the shops that here too it was Christmas time.
Did you know we are?
Know this place? I apprenticed here.
Ho, ho! Look at that, fair Ebenezer!
Why, so Fezziwig, bless his heart, he's alive again.
Yo, Ebenezer! My boys, no more work tonight! Christmas Eve! Christmas Eve, Ebenezer! Let's have the shutters up before a man can say Jack Robinson! Clear away, my lads! Clear away, there's lots of room here!
Clear away? There was nothing they wouldn't have cleared away or couldn't have cleared away with old Fezziwig looking on. It was done in a minute. Mr. and Mrs. Fezziwig shook hands with every person as she went out, wished him or her a Merry Christmas.
It's no matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude. He has spent but a few pounds of your money, 3 or 4 perhaps. Is that so much that he deserves this praise?
It isn't that, Spirit. He has the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our service a pleasure or a toil. Say that his power lies in words and looks, and things impossible. Add them, count them up. What then? The happiness he gives is quite as great as if it cost a fortune, Spirit. Remove me from this place. Haunt me no longer.
As he struggled with the spirit, he was conscious of being exhausted, overcome by an irresistible drowsiness, and further of being in his own bedroom. He had barely time to reel to bed before he sank into a deep, heavy sleep.
Scrooge awoke in his bedroom. Upon this couch there sat a giant glorious to see, who bore a glowing torch.
Come in, come in. Let me know you better, man. I'm the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the likes of me before. Touch my clothes.
Scrooge did as he was told, and held it fast. The room and its contents all vanished instantly, and he stood in the city streets upon a snowy Christmas morning. Scrooge and the ghost passed on invisible, and on the threshold of the door the spirit smiled and stepped to bless Bob Cratchit's house, dwelling with the sprinklings of his torch. Then up rose Mrs. Cratchit.
What is up without your precious father then, and your brother Tiny Tim?
No, there's Father coming.
In came Bob, the father, his threadbare clothes torn by the brush to look seasonable, along with Tiny Tim. Alas, for Tiny Tim he bore a little crutch and has limbs supported by an iron frame.
And how did little Tim behave?
As good as gold and better. Somehow he gets thoughtful, thinks by himself so much. He thinks the strangest things you ever heard. He told me coming home that he hoped people saw him in the church because he was crippled, and it might be good to see them a cripple on Christmas Day. He has nothing.
Master Peter and two young Cratchits went to fetch the goose, which was the season which would soon return in high possession.
Hurrah!
The Cratchit family gathered for this meal, appreciating all they have, family, love, and companionship, and of course, pudding.
Oh, my wonderful pudding.
Suddenly, as they stood together in a safe place of belonging, and the bell struck 12. Scrooge looked about him for the ghost and saw it no more. As the last stroke ceased to vibrate, he remembered the prediction of Jacob Marley.
Third, upon the next night, when the last stroke is 12.
Lifting up his eyes, beheld a solemn phantom, draped and hooded, coming like a mist along the ground towards him.
Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any specter I have seen. Will you not speak to me?
He gave him no reply. The hand was pointed straight before them.
Lead on, the night is waning fast, and it's precious time, I know, lead on, spirits.
Well, I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe. I haven't heard what he's done with the money. Company, perhaps. All I know is that he did not leave it to me.
Spirit, let me see some tenderness connected with death or this dark place.
The ghost conducted him to poor Bob Cratchit's house, the dwelling he had visited before, found the mother and children seated around the table, quiet, very quiet.
The winter chill hurts my eyes. They're better now again. It makes them weak by candlelight, and I wouldn't show weak eyes to your father when he comes home for the world. It must be near his time.
Past it, rather. But I think he has walked a little slower than he used to these last few eves, Mother.
I have known him to walk with tiny Tim upon his shoulder, very fast indeed. But he was very light to carry, and his father loved him so that it was no trouble, no trouble. And there is your father at the door.
Bob entered from the winter storms, a young Cratchit boy greeted and consoled his father, as if to say, "Don't mind it, don't be grieved." Yet Bob was very cheerful with them and spoke pleasantly.
You went today then, Robert?
Yes, my dear, I wish you could have gone. It would have done you some good to see how green the place is, but you'll see it soon enough. I promised him I would take him there every Sunday, my little child. My little child, oh, how I miss him.
Inspector, something informs me that our party moment is at hand. I know it, but I don't know how. Tell me, whose headstone was that? Whom did we see lying in the grave?
The ghost of Christmas yet to come conveyed him to a dismal, wretched ruins churchyard. The spirit stood among the graves and pointed down to one. Scrooge crept towards it, trembling as he went, and removing the smell, read upon stone his own name.
Am I that man who lay there in the grave? No, Spirit. Oh, Spirit. Oh, no, hear me. I am not that man, am I? If I am past all hope, assure me that I may change these shadows. You have shown me an altered life. I will honor Christmas in my heart and keep it all year. Don't tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone.
Surprise Scrooge calling down to a boy in Sunday clothes.
What's today, my fine fellow?
Today, why, it's Christmas Day!
It's Christmas Day? I haven't missed it. Hello! My fine fellow. Do you know the cultures in the next street? But the one by the corner?
I should hope I did.
An intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know where they sold the prize turkey that was hanging up there? Not the little one, but the big one.
What? The one as big as me?
What a delightful boy. It's a pleasure to talk to him. Yes, my buck.
It's hanging there now.
It is? Go and buy it.
Who are you kidding?
No, I am earnest. Go and buy it. And tell them to bring it here, that I may give them the direction where to take it. Come back with the man, and I'll give you a shilling. Come back with him in less than 5 minutes, and I will give you half a crown. Yes.
I'll do it,
Yes.
Scrooge!
I will send it to Bob Cratchit. They shan't know who sent it. This is twice the size of Tiny Tim.
On Christmas Day, the people were by this time pouring forth. Walking gleefully, Scrooge regarded everyone with a delightful smile. He looked so irresistibly pleasant and alert.
Hello, my fine fellow. Hello, my fine dear. Hello, fine sir. Good afternoon. Christmas cheer.
Bob Cratchit was working on Christmas morning. In spirit, Scrooge brought forth the Cratchit family to join in celebrations.
Hello, what do you mean by coming here this time of day?
Yes, I'm sorry, Seth. I didn't mean to be so late. But it's Christmas, you know. We had to sing a song.
You are, yes, I think you are. Step this way, if you please. Now I'll tell you what, my friend. I am not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer.
Sorry, sir.
And therefore I'm about to raise your salary. Merry Christmas, Bob, my good fellows, and I have given you for many a year. I'll raise your salary and endeavor to assist your struggling family.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more to Tiny Tim, who was alive and well. He was a second father. He became as good a friend, as good a master, as good a man. The good old city knew, or any other good old city, town, or bro in the good old world. Some people laughed to see the alteration in him, but it was his own heart laughed, and that he was quite enough for him. And it was always said to him that he knew how to keep Christmas well. May that be truly said of us and all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed, God bless us, everyone.
Come back to that in a minute here. All right, hold on. Oh, Anthony Cornell's here. Anthony Cornell's in the... Give him a round of applause. Oh, man. You want to sing something? You don't want to sing something? Are you sure? I thought you wanted to. All right. I'll come back to you.
Once upon a time, upon a Christmas Eve old, Scrooge sat busy in his counting house.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle!
Bah, humbug.
It was the
Oh, I'm sorry.
it was the voice of Scrooge's nephew.
Christmas, a humbug, Uncle. You don't mean that, I am sure.
I do, out upon Merry Christmas, if I had my will. Every idiot who goes about with a Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding, he should.
Oh, Uncle.
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way, and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it, but you don't keep it.
Let me leave it alone then. Much good it may do you. Much good it has ever done you.
I have always thought of Christmas as a good time, a kind and forgiving time, pleasant and charitable time, though it has never put a scrap of gold in my pocket. I believe it has done me good and will do me good, and I say God bless it.
Good afternoon.
I'll keep Christmas humor to the very last, Uncle, so a Merry Christmas.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
His nephew left the room without an angry word, but the clerk, in letting Scrooge's nephew out, had let a passerby enter.
Oh, Mr. Scrooge! Mr. Scrooge! At this festive season, we should make some slight provisions for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at this present time. A few of us are endeavoring to raise some funds to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
Oh, of course you wish to remain anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. Since you asked me what I wish, gentlemen, that is my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry either. I help to support the prisons and the workhouses. They cost enough. And those who are badly off must go there.
But so many can't go there, and many would rather die, sir.
If they want to die, they had better do it.
Oh, I've never heard anything so ridiculous.
The hour of shutting up the counting house arrived, and Scrooge adjourned to his home. Upon his nightly rest, a soft and gentle knocking began at his door.
Who goes there? Who goes there? If you do not answer, I will be forced to call the police on this matter. What do you want of me?
Much. Ask me.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley. You don't believe in me?
I don't.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because little things affect them. You may be an undigested blot of beast, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese. There's more gravy about you than grave about you, whatever you are.
The spirit raised a frightful cry.
Mercy, dreadful apparition. Why do you trouble me? Why do spirits walk the earth? And why do they come to me?
Well, it is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk among his fellow men and travel far and wide. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. I cannot rest, I cannot stay, I cannot linger anywhere. My spirit never walked beyond a counting house. Mark me. In life, my spirit never rode beyond a money-changing hole, and weary journeys lie before me. I'm here tonight to warn you that you have yet a chance and hope of escaping my fate. You'll be haunted by 3 spirits. Expect the first tomorrow night when the bell tolls 1. Expect the second on the next night at the same hour. The third upon the next night when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. Look to see me no more.
Scrooge tried to say humbug, but stopped at the first syllable. And being from the emotion he had undergone, or the fatigues of the day, or his glimpse of the invisible world, or the conversation of the ghost, or the lateness of the hour, he went straight to bed without undressing and fell asleep on the instant. When Scrooge awoke, the church clock tolled a deep, dull, hollow, melancholy ring. Light flashed up in the room upon the instant, and the curtains of his bed were drawn aside by a strange figure like a child.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
As the words were spoken, they passed through the wall and stood in the busy thoroughfares of the city. It was made plain enough by the dressing of the shops that here, too, it was Christmas time.
Ebenezer, do you know where we are?
Know this place? I apprenticed here.
Yo ho there, Ebenezer!
Why is old Fezziwig, bless his heart, he's alive again.
Good man. Oh, yo ho, my boys. No more work tonight. Christmas Eve. Christmas, Ebenezer. Let's have the shutters up before a man can say Jack Robinson. Come clear away, my lads. Let's have lots of room here.
Clear away? There was nothing they wouldn't have cleared away or couldn't have cleared away with old Fezziwig looking on. It was done in a minute. Mr. and Mrs. Fezziwig shook hands with every person as he or she went out, wished him or her a Merry Christmas.
A small matter made these silly folks so filled with gratitude. He has spent but a few pounds of your money. 3 or 4, perhaps? Is that so much that he deserves his praise?
It isn't that, Spirit. He has the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our services a pleasure or a toil.
Oh, I see.
Say that his power lies in words and looks alone, and things impossible. Add them up, count them up. What then? The happiness he gives is quite as great as it cost a fortune. Spirit, remove me from this place. Haunt me no longer.
As he struggled with the spirit, he was conscious of being exhausted and overcome by an irresistible drowsiness, and further, of being in his own bedroom. He had barely time to reel the bed before he sank into a heavy sleep.
Scrooge awoke in his bedroom. Upon this couch there sat a giant, glorious to see, and bore a glowing torch.
Come look at me, man. I'm the ghost of Christmas present. Have you ever seen the likes of such like this before? Touch my ghost.
Scrooge did as he was told, and it held it fast. The room and its contents all vanished instantly, and they stood in the city streets upon a snowy Christmas morning. Scrooge and the ghost passed on invisible, and on the threshold of the door the spirit smiled and stopped to bless Bob Cratchit's house, dwelling with the sprinklings of his torch. Then up rose Mrs. Cratchit.
What is to ever got your precious father then, and your brother Tiny Tim?
No, there's Father coming.
In came Bob, the father, his threadbare clothes darned up and brushed to look seasonable, along with Tiny Tim. Alas, for Tiny Tim he bore a little crutch and had limbs supported by an iron frame.
As good as gold and better. Somehow he gets thoughtful sitting by himself in the church. He thinks of the weirdest things you've ever heard of. Like people would see him as a cripple on Christmas Day, so that they would not forget how the Lord forgives our sins and saves us all.
Master Peter and the 2 young Cratchits went to fetch the goose, with which they soon returned in high procession. The Cratchit family gathers for their meal, appreciating all they have: family, love, and companionship, and of course, the pudding.
Oh, what a wonderful pudding.
Suddenly, as they stood together in a safe place of belonging and love, the bell struck 12.
I go to bed, right?
Scrooge looked about him for the ghost and saw it no more. As the last stroke ceased to vibrate, he remembered the prediction of old Jacob Marley.
Third, upon the next night, when the last stroke of 12 had ceased to vibrate.
Lifting up his eyes, beheld a sullen phantom, draped and hooded, coming like a mist along the ground towards him.
The ghost of the future, I fear you more than any specter I have seen. Will you not speak to me?
It gave him no reply. The hand was pointed straight before them.
Lead on, lead on. The night is waning fast, and it is precious time to me. Lead on, spirit.
I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Oh, really? What has he done with all his money?
I haven't heard. Company, perhaps. He hasn't left it to me, that's all I know.
Company.
Spirit, let me see some tenderness connected with this dark place.
The ghost conducted him to poor Bob Cratchit's house, the dwelling he had visited before. He found the mother and the children seated around the table, quiet, very quiet. Bob entered from the winter storms. The young Cratchit boy greeted him and counseled him as his father, as if to say, "Don't mind it, don't be grieved." Yet Bob was very cheerful with them and spoke pleasantly.
Yes, my dear, I wish you could have gone. It would have done you some good to see how green a place it is. But you'll see it soon enough. I promised him that I'd take him there every Sunday from here on out. Oh, my little child, my little child.
Inspector, something informs me that our party moment is at hand. I know it, but I don't know how. Tell me, whose headstone was that I see lying there in the grave?
The ghost of Christmas yet to come conveyed him with a dismal, wretched ruinous churchyard. Scrooge stood among the graves and pointed down to one. Scrooge crept towards it, trembling as he went, and, removing the snow, read the stone on the wet grave. It read, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, am I that man that lay in the grave? No, spirit. No, spirit. Hear me, I am not that man. I will not be. Why, show me this. If I am past all hope, assure me that I may change these shadows, and you have shown me an altar life. I will honor Christmas in my heart, and try to keep it all year. Oh, tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone. What's today?
Cried Scrooge, calling down to a boy in Sunday clothes.
What's today? Fine fellow.
Today, why, it's Christmas Day!
It's Christmas Day? I haven't missed it?
No, you haven't, Scrooge. Sure haven't.
Do you know the Poulters in the next street to one at the corner?
I should hope I did.
An intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know whether they sold the prize turkey that was hanging up there? Not the little prize turkey, but the big one.
What? The one as big as me?
What a delightful boy. It's a pleasure to talk to him. Yes, my buck.
It's hanging there now, Scrooge. Sure is.
It is. Go and buy it.
Who, you
No, no, I am earnest. Go and buy it. I will bring it to Bob Cratchit's, that I may give them the direction where to take it. Come back with the man and I'll give you half a crown.
Okay, Scrooge, here you go! Go, Chrissy, Scrooge!
I'll send it to Bob Cratchit. He shan't know who sent it. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim.
On Christmas Day, the people were by this time pouring forth, walking gleefully, Scrooge regarding everyone with a delightful smile. He looked so irresistibly pleasant, in a word. He greeted everyone as he passed along, with a big humble smile.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you, to you, good sir. Here you go, take one. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Bob Cratchit was working on Christmas morning, and the spirit Scrooge brought forth the Cratchit family to join in celebrations.
Hello, what do you mean by coming here this time of day?
I'm sorry, sir. It was Christmas and I had to stay and sing songs with my family and everything. It just didn't work out for me. Sorry.
You are, yes, I think you are. Step this way, if you please. Now, I'll tell you what, my friend. I am not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer, and therefore I'm about to raise your salary. A Merry Christmas, Bob, my good fellow. Then I had endeavored to assist your struggling family.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. To Tiny Tim, who was alive and well, he was a second father. He became as good a friend, as good a master, as good a man the good old city knew, or any other good old city, town, or borough in the good old world. Some people laughed to see the alteration in him, but his own heart laughed, and that was quite enough for him. And it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well. May that be truly said of us and all of us. And so as Tiny Tim observed,